Good morning and welcome to Sarah's Joyful Journey. I'm Sarah Joy. As you can see, we are outside on this beautiful morning up near the lake, and I am getting ready to go for a walk. So let's go ahead and bring you along with me for this day. I have some fun things planned that I hope you will enjoy too, including a new recipe for you to try. So let's get our walk started. I have on my 12-pound weighted vest. I'm gonna go ahead and get strapped on, and I am going to go for a nice walk. It's beautiful out this morning. It is about 80 degrees and there's low humidity. Look at that person out there on the lake. I love that. So we're going to get this walk accomplished, and then we're gonna go home, and I have a new recipe for you to try for breakfast this week. All right, it's a beautiful morning out here at the lake, and haven't been up here in a while, so it's good. This is day 2 of working out with the weighted vest. As you can see, I'm not walking super fast, but it does really increase like the strength, I guess is a good way to say it, because I'm feeling already pretty winded, and I've only been walking for about 10 minutes. So I figured I'd share some of the benefits or some tips for you for doing a weighted vest and walking with it. One, you want to choose a vest that's lighter at first. This one is 12 pounds. I got it on Amazon. They do suggest that you get one that's 5 to 10% of your body weight. This is still technically light for that, but it also felt like a good starting point for me. And so far, so good. I like it. The next thing is make sure that you're keeping proper posture. So you want to keep those shoulders back as best as you can. And my posture is not great to begin with. So this is going to force me to have that better posture and walk up straight and really engage my core muscles. And this is to help prevent you from having back pain and back issues. They also do suggest that you start slow and walk on flat terrain, which I am walking on a pretty flat terrain today. They say walk 10-15 minutes. I did about 30 minutes yesterday, and I'm going to try for that today, or 45. I'm not in a hurry. I'm just walking to enjoy the scenery and to work on building my strength and balance. This is another one that can help with that balance and building that strength in your core, which is where I really need it. And balance, I'm finding, is so important to so many different movements and so many different types of training. So I am really, really going to be working on my balance. I have something I will be showing you later today when it arrives. I got a balance board, and I'm really excited to try that and get started on it now that school is done and I have more time to focus on me, or I should say school's almost done. I have 2 lessons left to do, and I'll get those done by tomorrow. So, and then I just have to wait to see if I passed my practical skills, which I'm pretty sure I did, and if not, I'll just have to redo it, and then I'll have 1 assignment left, but I'll find out soon. But now that bulk of that is done, I have time to be outside, especially since the weather is nice, it's getting to be summer, and really work on my physical health and my goals. I have, for a long time, had the eating part pretty much down, and I've made some tweaks along the way, and I'm pretty comfortable with where I'm at as far as my health eating goals go. But now it is definitely time to work on that movement and strength building part and stress and sleep. So that small part that is super, super important, because let's face it, nutrition makes up 80% of the journey and the goal for getting healthy. And that's a great place to start. But movement, sleep, and stress management is the other 20%. And I think that's the harder 20% to work on. And that is where I'm really needing to focus and work on. So yeah, I am going to continue just walking along for a bit, and I will check in just a little bit, let you know how far I go. And I'm also enjoying my new paluvas, which are my toe shoes, and I can't wait to see how these really help with some foot issues that I'm facing. And I've been really concerned with foot health lately, because it's super important, because our feet are what carry us through. So if our feet aren't in good condition, then we can't move and do life. So we got to take care of them, and that's what I'm working on. All right, I will check in soon. All right, so I've made it just over a mile and definitely feeling the pressure of the vest in a good way. So I am actually going to call this good, because I still got to double it and go back and do the other half. So I think I'll get just about 2.5 miles, just short of 2.5 miles. So that will be a good second walk. I'm totally winded in a good way, and I've just been walking at a normal slow pace. So yeah, I'll check back in when I get to the car. All right, walk is done. I feel that in my thighs, for sure, but it didn't help that I did the leg workout yesterday either. But hey, soreness is progress. I did stop and get some Dutch Brothers. I have had some water. This is a sugar-free nitro cold brew with dark chocolate, sugar-free dark chocolate, sugar-free vanilla, and sugar-free hazelnut. It is my favorite. And it feels like a reward after doing that walk. So we're gonna go home and we're gonna make some breakfast, and I cannot wait to show you what we're gonna have. It is a North Carolina favorite of ours from a fast food restaurant that we've remade. So I hope you will enjoy it too. So I sat down for a minute just to relax, and before I started cooking breakfast, because I'm not quite hungry yet. And some little dude right here demanded all of my attention before I started cooking. He's gonna slide right up off my lap if he's not careful. But he was very mad because I did not take him with me on my walk today, and Matt had to hold him back. But he's my buddy, who always needs all the attention all the time. And yes, this is a regular occurrence with this dude. If you have an Aussie, they are definitely the most engaging dogs ever. Yep, they demand all the attention all the time. And I really, honestly, most of the time, I wouldn't trade it for anything, because he's such a sweet dude. But yeah, all right. Well, I'm going to snuggle him for a couple minutes, Mr. Derperton, and then we'll get started on breakfast, because I am starting to get hungry. So I'm going to want to do that sooner than later. Okay, so I'm ready to make breakfast. Or my first meal of the day. It is 10:30, and we are going to make a take on a North Carolina favorite that we used to enjoy from a restaurant called Bojangles. They make what is called Blueberry Biscuits, which is a blueberry biscuit, and they stuff it with sausage sometimes, and which we are going to be doing, and then they top it with a glaze. So we're going to keto-fy this recipe using a handy dandy keto chow and a little bit of blueberries, and a keto chow recipe that is super easy and quick for you to do. So let's go ahead and go over the ingredients, and we'll go from there. So this recipe is for the Keto Chow Drop Biscuits. It is on their website, and I'm just basically following that along. So yep, if you use the Keto Drop Biscuits from the Keto Chow website, you can find everything you need for this recipe with my little take on it. So we are going to need 1 package of blueberry pie. We're going to need 1/2 cup of almond flour. You can do this with fresh eggs, but I'm doing it with egg white powder, so I need 1/2 cup of water, 4 tablespoons of egg white powder. We need 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and then we need 2 tablespoons of cold cubed butter. And then this is 1/3 cup of dried blueberries. These particular blueberries, I was hoping for freeze dried, but I didn't read right. The only thing in them is just blueberries. There's no added sugar or anything like that. And this is going to give that blueberry flavor over the top. And then we're just going to need a little bit of sausage to cook up, and we'll go over our glaze momentarily. Let's go ahead and get started on making our batter for our faux berry, as Matt calls them, biscuits. I'm just going to start by adding my egg whites to my 1/2 cup of water. Next, we're going to add our almond flour, our baking powder. Let me get all that almond flour out of there. Then we're going to add our keto chow. We're going to mix those up really well. Then we're going to add in our butter. And we're going to cut in our butter. You can use a fork, a knife, whatever you want to do, your hands. I will probably get my hands in here at some point just because that's how I always made biscuits, was by cutting in the butter with my hands. We're going to want it to be nice and crumbly and get that butter all processed through. Now, I will say these are not a traditional biscuit, but the intent is there, the flavor is there, and I honestly think these are just as good, if not better than the real thing. Better than the real thing because they actually support my health journey and they won't derail me on that. Even my daughter, when I made these the other day to see how they would taste and everything, and if everything worked well, was blown away by them. And she doesn't eat keto food, and she's like, I could eat these all day long. So I think that you guys will really, really enjoy this recipe too. Just getting that butter all broke down and incorporated through the floury mixture. All right, I'm pretty happy with that, how that looks. I'm just gonna whip my egg whites a little bit more now that they've had another minute to just let that powder absorb some water.
And I'm using the egg white powder just because I have it and I want to use it. But you can use egg whites, fresh egg whites too. All right, we're gonna pour those in. And we're just gonna mix that all together. And now that we have that mixed all together, we're gonna go ahead and incorporate our dried blueberries. All right, our batter is ready to go. We're gonna come over to the tray and we're gonna drop these onto our tray. They're gonna bake at 350 for about 15 minutes. There we go. We have 9 beautiful biscuits ready for the oven. While our biscuits are cooking, we're going to go ahead and start our sausage. Sausages are done cooking. There's about 3 minutes left on the biscuits, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to make our glaze. For our glaze, you're going to need a powdered sugar substitute. I am using Bestie, which is an allulose monk fruit blend, and I have half cup in here. We're going to add, I believe this is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. You can add 2 if you'd like, but I'm just going to do the 1. And then I have 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. I'm gonna put that in there and then just combine it and make a beautiful glaze. This one is coming out a little thick, so I am gonna actually go ahead and pause and grab a little bit more heavy whipping cream just to make that a little bit thinner. All right, we're just gonna pour in a tiny dollop. Do still want that a little bit thinner. This is perfect for if you were doing a cinnamon roll. Not quite ready for what I want, so we'll add a tiny bit more. We're almost there. So I'm trying to get it to where that I can kind of just drizzle it on top of our biscuits. This is going to be a lot more icing than you're going to need, but it's a good place to start. If you double the recipe for the biscuits, this is probably more than enough glaze. There we go. That's perfect because I can drizzle it right on top. And that is our biscuits. So we're gonna get those pulled out of the oven now, and then we'll assemble them. Okay, I'm gonna start with mats first. And so we're gonna we got our 3 little biscuits, and we're just gonna cut them open. Be very careful because these are still very, very warm, coming fresh out of the oven. Put blueberry back in there. Sausage. And then we're going to take our glaze. And glaze the top of our biscuits. All right, we're gonna come back in just a moment, and I know y'all love when Matt does a taste test, so we're gonna have him do that. All right.
All right. Now, we lived in North Carolina for a long time, as y'all know, and Bojangles was everywhere. And these are a breakfast sandwich that I'm so glad that you made these, because I've missed these so much. Let's give them a shot. Got plenty of drizzle. There it is. I'll take about 47 of these right now. So good.
All right, so it is like 3 o'clock. I probably shouldn't have a snack, but I'm gonna have a snack just because I am a little bit hungry, but I am gonna make some dinner in a little bit, and I'm finishing up a makeup class that I have to do. And yeah, and then I have something fun that once I'm done with this class, we'll show you and we'll try out. So I got something new and fun to try and work on my balance. So this is a Gibboard. It's a slack board. We're gonna get it out and set it up and try it out. All right, so this is the Gibboard. It is a slack board. I'm standing right next to my daughter's room so you can hear her. Then I got a balance pole as well because, well, I already know that I don't have any balance. So let's give this thing a try. Oh my gosh, do I not have balance? This is really gonna be cool. So you can do like push-ups and squats and work on balancing other ways.
That looks pretty cool.
It is. I literally have no balance. But I do like that I could come over here, and they come with the thing where you can tighten it up, but you can work on squats. Oh my gosh, that you can feel that in your thighs. Oh. All right. Well, that is definitely going to be a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and give Matt a shot. Here's Matt. I'm not giving him the benefit of he gets to practice if I didn't get to practice. I think the slack rope needs to be tightened just a little bit. It's a little on the loose side, I think. But you can do like push-ups on it. I think just trying to like stand and keep your balance is also going to be like enough.
Yeah, because if you go off center,
you're going to rock.
yeah, you can even go really wide on it.
Ghost is going to help you.
I know he is.
You should get up there and you should try a squat and tell me how your legs feel after that. And he's like, you don't need the balance pole. Yes, I need the balance pole.
You do. Yeah, you do.
Eventually I won't, but I have literally no balance. So what do you think?
It'll take a little bit to get used to balance. And you watch people online that do this, and they're like, yeah, this is easy, and they're all over it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
I have totally no balance.
Yeah.
So fun?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, well, here is our dinner. I'm having 3 eggs, leftover picanha from last night that I reheated, and then 3 slices of pork belly. I cannot wait to eat this. It's gonna be delicious.
All right, it's 6:30. I am tired in like the best way possible. Between the walk, the 15 minutes on the slack board, and the leg routine I did yesterday, my thighs are so sore and I feel them. I've had some water and some electrolytes. I'm gonna have some more in just a minute. I'm on the bed in my jammies and I'm going to start a new book. I've had this one and it just popped across my Facebook feed and I was like, I kind of want to start that one now. So I'm going to read The Stars Are Dying by Chloe C. Pinadindra. I have books 1 and 2 and apparently book 3 is coming in December. And it is a romantasy. So I'm excited to get started on this, to be something a little bit different. Yeah, so we're going to take care of that. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that bell notification so that every time I show you a little glimpse into my day, you will be alerted to it. Have a wonderful and joyful evening. Bye for now.